Hey everybody, welcome to Awaken the Protector Within. Today I want to talk to you guys. I'm just on my way to pick up my daughter. And don't worry, I got the camera mounted, so we're safe. But I want to talk to you today about a tough pill to swallow.
So the big question was this: what do good people do when a society's laws and institutions fail to keep them safe from aggression and violence? How do you get through a growing number of angry, hateful, aggressive people and still remain physically, mentally, and emotionally strong and positive? That was the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Greg LaBeouf, and welcome to Awaken the Protector Within.
Okay, everybody, hey, listen, I entitled this podcast A Tough Pill to Swallow, and here's why. I did a presentation yesterday for about 20 or so city employees at the city of Edmonton. And it's so funny, right? Because when I walk in there, it doesn't matter whether the audience is large or small. I get in, there's only about 20 people, and you sit there and you watch, and everybody that comes in, you got a mix of men and women, you got a mix of ages. The youngest in the room was probably, I'd say maybe 25, and the oldest in the room was probably 56 or 57, somewhere up there, later 50s. And it's so interesting because when they walk in, everybody's wearing the mask of professionalism. And I could have called this podcast The Mask of Professionalism, but I think I'll talk specifically about that in a different way. What I want to zero in on today, and the tough little pill to swallow, is that when you first look at people come in, I always think when I go do a presentation, I think about, my job is to help everybody here to help end their suffering. In some way, shape, or form, people are suffering from aggression and violence. Low level to high level, everybody suffers from it. There's no escaping it. We're just around more people that are under the influence, and it's getting expressed every single day, and it's affecting us personally. It affects us in our jobs, or it affects us at home and our relationships with our loved ones. So anyways, they get in there and I'm look, and there's no possible way to identify who in that audience is suffering. And you look at some of the big gruff men, and they're big laborer type men, and they sit down and get their arms crossed, and they're not taking no notes, and they don't want to look at no handouts and all that other stuff, which is totally fine. But anyways, I started teaching, I started talking about aggression and violence, and I started off with the information it's called the On the X lecture. Where basically what I do is break down the paradigms. Showing people, listen, we have been set up to fail, we have been raised to believe that aggression and violence shouldn't hurt us, whether you're a man or woman. There's different paradigms, and I go through those and start breaking those down. And I get to my first break and nobody comes up and says nothing. Now usually you get a few people come up and talk to you during the break and ask you questions. Nobody comes up. Second break, we go and nobody comes up. Now we've been going for about 4 hours, 3 hours actually, sorry. And I come to my last break of the day. We're only doing 4 hours. And all of a sudden, this big burly laborer type guy, probably in his late 50s, comes up, and he is, got his arms crossed. He's standing in front of me, and he doesn't say anything. And I'm kind of like, how's it going? How you doing today? And finally, he just looks at me and goes, listen, this is one hell of a tough pill to swallow. And I ask him, I go, what do you mean? Now, there's only a couple things that he could mean. Either he wasn't buying into what I was saying, didn't believe it, or, so he went on to explain that he has had a number of things happen to him over the course of his life, surrounded around aggression, violence of varying levels, from childhood all the way up to present day. And he said that everything that you're sharing with me makes complete sense, but I've never heard it before. It was never taught to me before. Nobody shared this information before. And he started to tear up. He said, it's setting me free. And it was just so impactful. But then, of course, he qualified that with once again saying, but it's a tough pill to swallow. And why is it so hard to swallow the pill? Why is it so hard to hear the truth? Because the truth has been masked and contorted and distorted and perpetuated by not just one source. This has happened depends how old you are, but for decades of your life. It's perpetuated through media. It's perpetuated through our parents and through our friends and through the newspapers and magazines and the radio and everything we've ever listened to, everything we've ever saw, everybody we've ever heard talk to. And it's not a conspiracy. It's not people out to get somebody. It has been the way, it was like paradigms are unwanted, inherited beliefs and perceptions from other people. You know, and to see it in this gentleman, to see, you know, the truth, hammering away at his paradigms of false belief that he has had built up and reinforced in him since a very young age, which has led to his trauma, which leads to, you know, it led to him forming the identity that he has, the self-image, the beliefs that he has, and how he kept his pain bottled up. You could see it in him. You could see the truth starting to set him free, and it was so amazing and so powerful. But, you know, we shared a moment where, you know, I was able to say to him, you know, it was the same for me. Like, it is a tough pill to swallow, but what a feeling to be free. Not fixed, because we're not broken, but to be free. To have different beliefs that serve us instead of hurt us. This was such a revelation and such an honor to share this information and to help perpetuate this. So I just thought I'd jump on real quick when I'm on my way here to pick up my daughter from preschool. I just thought I'd jump on and I'd share that it is a tough pill to swallow, but it is absolutely worth the reward. To just be free from the anxiety and the stress and the self-doubt and the negative thoughts and thinking that you're broken or thinking that you're somehow different than everybody else. To be free from that. It's huge. So, all right, everybody, that's my thoughts for today. I hope you enjoyed that. And until next time, stay ready, stay safe.
Want to awaken your protector within? If so, then head to awakentheprotectorwithin.ca and get your free Off the X training today.